Hello everyone and welcome to a new speed building video of the Sims 4 series. I know I haven't been uploading any videos lately, not with voiceover anyway, so if my English sounds rusty a bit, I'm sorry. The reason I wanted to do a voiceover for this video is because I was a bit inspired to do this building. And I usually don't make any stories or don't think about who's going to live in this house. But this time I kind of thought about a background, a bit of a background story for this building. So it's going to look a bit like a castle, but it's not actually a castle. This is going to be an old building, like originally built as an inn, for people to just spend some time and rest during their travels and meet other people and socialize. So I wanted to keep that feeling of an old building home. That's why it has two towers, a bigger one and a smaller one. Your Sims will have access to all the levels because I like to build practical homes. So you can get to the third floor of the bigger tower through a staircase that's placed outside, and you can get to the smaller tower as well. One thing though, I didn't furnish the second and third floor of the bigger tower, and I didn't furnish the second floor of the smaller tower because I wasn't sure what exactly would go there. So my thought was that after times have changed and this building wasn't used as an inn anymore, people, some wealthy family bought it, and they liked the towers, so they kept them, but not actually used them, just for storage, temporary storage or stuff like that. So here I'm adding second floor pool, and then there's this wall that I'm going to turn into a waterfall. It will look pretty fancy, and then there's going to be a pond on the first floor right there, and it turned out pretty amazing. I like how it looks in the end. I'm not very good at making waterfalls, but I think this one turned okay. It could have been better, I think, but even just like this, I think it offers the effect I wanted it to have. Here is the pond. That's actually just a big pool. We're going to decorate later to make it look more like a pond and not like a pool. Also, that wall, we're going to decorate it to look more like a waterfall. And here I'm adding some decorations among the pond, and here some corridors, some wide corridors, because as an inn, yeah, it needed to have lots of space for many people to walk with their horses or their animals, or just many people that used to travel and come and look for a room or shelter. And here I'm adding more decorations to the pond and the stairs for the corridors. The corridors are pretty simple. They're just that, corridors, to add more shape to the building. There are some flowers here and there to give it more impact. Here I'm adding the other corridor on the other side. There's going to be two backyards. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Um, so one of them is going to be play ar- play area for kids. The other one is going to be a relaxing area for barbecuing. You can fit up to six, seems, I guess. I'm not sure. There's that big round table. And here I'm adding a massive door. You can see right there. That gives that feeling of the building being used originally as an inn. I was talking about the backyards. So yeah, there are two barbecue areas on this lot. One is in the backyard. The other one is on the pool floor. You can fit up to two sims there. There will be a small table and two chairs. This house is completely functional. There were some items that didn't work while filming this video, but then I switched items a bit and it's now completely functional. Um, I originally designed the house with that white wallpaper, but then I realized that the house would look more rustic with if I add more wood texture to it. So you will see in a bit that I'm adding the wallpaper to the second floor as wood wallpaper. It turned out pretty nice. Here is the back corridor right there. The house is not surrounded by any tall fence or anything like that, because it has a good view of the forest around it. So this house is built in the world that comes with get together, and because it used to be an inn in such a remote area, so you could look outside your window and have a good view of the surrounding nature. Here you can see I'm adding those wallpapers that I was talking about, and completely changes the atmosphere of the building. And then I originally went with white and golden columns, but then I'm changing them to brown and wood again to add more effect of a rustic building. Um, I really like that tiny corridor right there with that access to the third floor, and again a big massive door that the owners kept from the original building. And then I figure out that smaller wooden windows would fit better than the big white ones that I originally had. So I'm still trying to figure out the windows at this point, but then I decide to go with smaller ones for the second floor and bigger ones for the first floor. And it turned out pretty nice. I will have to adjust the roofing though, because they won't fit. The windows won't fit with that high roof. You're going to see in a second what I'm talking about. And now I'm finally putting those windows on the second floor and adding some more decorations. You're going to see in a while I'm adding a cherry blossom tree on one of those rocks, and because the cherry blossom tree leans over the pool is going to have some fallen petals in it, and it's going to look amazing. So here are some flowers on the windows, lowering the roof to give it more space. And then what did I do next? I can't remember. But anyway, upstairs we have 3 bedrooms, 1 master bedroom, 1 guest room, and 1 room for children. But they can be used in any way you would like. If you want to add this building to your game. So I'm not sure what to talk about because this is my fourth time recording this video. I had some problems with the recording. I hope it's okay right now. So here I'm adding the living room. First I wanted to put it right there on that wall, but then I realized I wanted to see the pool, so I'm going to change the living area to a different place in just 1 second after we add the kitchen and hallway access to the dining area. So I'm starting to add some windows to the pool, and then I realized I want to add throughout on that wall more windows, and so I'm changing. So there is the kitchen, and there is a small study. In the study room we only have a few items like a desk, computer, some bookshelves, and an easel if your Sims like to paint. And the flooring is the same everywhere, so I pretty much use the same flooring on the first floor and the second floor, and even in the bathrooms, in the kitchen, in the dining area. Only on the upstairs bathroom I'm going to use a different kind of flooring. Here I'm adding a big carpet to fit that big living room, and some fancy sofas. I wanted to use a fancy wallpaper as well, but then I realized it would be too much, so I'm changing to this wood paneling that goes quite well with this building and the theme. And there's a big fireplace in there as well, just to keep that idea that a big room needs a big fireplace to keep it warm, because back then that was the only source of heating in the building. Uh, then I realized it would have been nice if I added a smaller fireplace in every of the upstairs bedrooms to keep that feeling that this used to be an old building. But unfortunately, I thought of that after uploading and sharing the house. So if you'd like, you can do that. If there's enough space, the bedrooms are not that big, to be honest. Also, I had to move around the items around this bathroom because my Sims couldn't take a shower when I tested it. So if you download this right now, it's completely functional because I tested it. Only that bathroom looks a bit different. Same items though, to make the Sims be able to move around and use all those items in there. So here is the access hallway to the dining area. I really like how the dining area turned out. You'll see in a second. There's a big fancy dining table that can fit up to 8 Sims. And it looks pretty good. Here is the stairway to the second floor because I forgot to add one when I was decorating the first floor. So this is the hallway, just adding the small table, and I thought since this is a fancy building, it should have fancy items, so not only practical but should have an original taste. So in the hallway I'm adding lots of mirrors you're going to see later. and vases and flowers. And there's a shoe rack underneath that table. Everything is neat and clean. Seems living here like to live a fancy lifestyle, and be neat and still have lots of things. And those are all the mirrors I was talking about. And then one picture to break the monotony. And the family living here, I figured out, would like to drink tea instead of coffee. I usually put coffee makers in my kitchens when I build something, but I thought this time uh, a teapot would work better, so I'm adding a teapot in the kitchen, and also there's a tea tray in the living room, so your Sims can always enjoy and have a tea time whenever they like to. And here is the study room that I was talking about. I kind of wanted to go with some green in this building, so I'm using green carpets, green curtains, and green dining table. Originally, I put a white dining table, and I was quite pleased with it. But then I discovered there's a big fancy dining table that I think came with Dine Out game pack, and it had some green that matches the curtains. So I wanted to use that instead. And here I'm adding uh, kitchen cabinets to display the fancy dishes, and then a bar. And that statue I put at the entrance of the dining area because I thought it would be nice to have like a statue figure to welcome you into the dining room with that tray. And later on, it's not on the video, but it's in, you can see it in the pictures, and also if you download the house, there's going to be fruit plate on that tray that the statue is holding. So it looks very fancy when you enter the dining area. You are welcomed with a bowl of fruits. If you can hear a cat crying, I'm sorry about that. That's my cat, and he woke up, and he always likes to talk like this when he wakes up. Uh, yeah, so that's the dining area, and then finishing the hallway, and also that big access area for the dining room, and adding some more curtains and some plants to decorate more and make it more fancy. Uh, then the kitchen is quite spacious. I also added a big dining table in the kitchen, just if your Sims would like to have a big fancy party and entertain lots and lots of guests. They can fit up to 8 Sims in the dining area, but they could fit more in the kitchen. Even though I didn't add any chairs in the kitchen, but if you can always add more. Then, oh, the corridors outside, adding more flowers. Later on, we're going to add a chess table, I think, outside, which I originally planned to put on the hallway upstairs, but then again, I thought it would fit better outside. Finishing up the kitchen, adding more, again, more stuff to make for your Sims to make drinks, and cutlery in the kitchen, and the dish trainer, I think it's called, and then later on the big dining table with tray with sweets to display. Oh, and here is that dining table I was talking about, and a more modern one in the kitchen. And that's pretty much it for the kitchen and dining area. Soon we are going to move upstairs to the bedrooms. Uh, Here is that cherry blossom tree I was telling you about, and also those cherry blossom petals falling into the pool. I think it makes a perfect match, a really good effect. And here I'm decorating the pool to look more like a pond, adding lots and lots of rocks that are actually just tables and sofas, I guess. And decorating the wall more, and now in the end it's going to look more like a pond. uh, so adding more rocks and changing the water color to look more like a pond. And finally we are upstairs, just 3 bedrooms, nothing too much, they're not that big. And because my cat won't stop talking, I should stop narrating my voice over. Um, it's not so far from the end right now, anyway, so I'm just going to stop the narration here and let you enjoy the rest of the video with some music, I guess. So thank you for watching. If you want to download this building, you can find it on the gallery. If you look for the ID, my ID name, which is the Sim Zone. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye.